The Friday Morning Rant contains adult humor, adult theme, adult language, satire humor, politically incorrect humor, pretty much anything that you don't like might end up on this show eventually. So if you can't handle that, Jack, then fuck off. You're on the wrong podcast. It is the Friday Morning Rant with Shanehalfyard. It's Friday, January 10th. 2020! Happy New Year! I bet everybody's getting sick of that. So last time, before Christmas, I shared Christmas traditions, right? I said my holiday Christmas traditions, okay? So this time, I'm going to talk about the New Year's Eve tradition. I was going to say Christmas. I was going to say New Year's Eve Christmas tradition, because that's how retarded I am today. No, I was going to say... I'm going to talk about holiday memories of New Year's Eve. That's what I'm doing. But there's one thing I don't understand about New Year's. You probably all know this. May old acquaintance be forgot and never come to mind. May old acquaintance be forgot and... Old Lang Sang. I can't pronounce that damn bit. Anyway, what the hell is that? Like, I have no idea. So I looked into it. Alright? It's what we sing on New Year's Eve. Alright? In the Netherlands, it's a soccer anthem. In Japan, it is a tribute to fireflies and all that jazz. But originally, it's written in Scots. Scots is a language in Scotland, spoken by about 1 million people, and it was an old song for celebration. But I have no idea why it came here. Like, how did it get to be so traditional with New Year's Eve? No clue. And I got bored looking it up, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, Jesus. It's just weird what traditions hang on, isn't it? So, this New Year's Eve, what did I do? Well, me and my family just had a quiet evening in. We let Cassandra stay up past midnight because, she was excited to do that. So, we watched a bunch of cartoons, had a bunch of snacks, and just a quiet evening at home, and which is pretty much what I do every year. I don't drink alcohol. I don't go to big parties and bars, and it's just I'm not antisocial, but I'm not a big social person. Like, I don't like going out a whole lot. I don't mind having people over. We have potlucks here often. I have friends over all the time. But I just, I think because then I'm comfortable. I got my big chair. That's about it. So that's what we did. But traditionally, in my household, when I was a kid growing up, New Year's Eve was always looked forward to. I always loved New Year's Eve because what my parents would do is they would rent me a bunch of movies, buy me a bunch of snacks, and... let me stay up till past midnight or whatever, because they would be, when I was really young, they would go to my grandfather's place and go to the basement and drink and party with my uncles and some of their friends, and that would be their New Year's Eve. That's how they celebrated it, right? And as I got a little older, they wanted to go to the bars. So, same thing. They would, stock me up with food and movies and, tell me, keep the door locked. Don't let it, answer the phone, but don't let on that we're not there, blah, blah, blah. The standard good shit that parents tell their kids when they're starting to leave them home alone for a few hours. So they'd go out, get royally shit-faced, celebrate the new year, come back, probably by around 1, maybe 2. And go to bed. But I always loved it because I was on my own. I got to stay up all night. Well, not all night, but, damn near close to all night. watching cartoons, watching movies. And when I became a preteen and early teens, I was watching Much Music. Do you guys remember Much Music? Do you remember when that played nothing but music? Okay, do you spoiled shits out there who grew up with the internet, right, and have the YouTube, and you can pick any music video you want to watch? Much Music, or Much as is known today, but Much Music back then was the only place that you could get your music from in Canada. The United States had MTV. Yeah, we had Much Music, and we had CMNT, Country Music Television. Those were the two big music ones that we had here in Canada. All right? Before that, I would have to stay up till like midnight to watch the music video countdown on, I believe it was on CBC, or it might have been on CTV. I can't remember. It was 30 years ago. Give me a break. To see the latest and greatest music videos until I got, cable, and then we will start watching Much Music. And then you'd have to watch that all day long to get any cool music videos that you wanted to see, because they weren't scheduled. You couldn't read the TV guide and say, shit, what did I listen to? Meatloaf. Meatloaf is going to be played at 6 o'clock. Better watch it. No, it wasn't like that. Man, I love Meatloaf. He is awesome. Oh, yeah. When his first few albums came out, it was before my time, but my parents was always rocking out to him. And then I started, I got his Bat Out of Hell 3 in the 90s. There's that meme going around that in the 90s, Meatloaf was the safe word because I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. But yeah, anyway. So what I would do is I would watch the New Year's Eve countdown on Much Music. And they'd play multiple shows and sometimes cartoons, i.e. Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy. And I would listen, watch that and be like all eager because, those cartoons were just awesome. Well, they were when I was a kid. I try to watch them now and, oh my God, they're shit. When I was a kid, they were the greatest shows ever. So, and what they did, which I thought was really neat, is they would count down for every part of the country. So what they would do is, if it was about to strike midnight in Newfoundland, they would go, oh, Newfoundland, Labrador, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. And then they'd do a little dance and shake and shimmy and shine, and right? And then, they'd start playing music videos again. Then a half an hour later, for us, they would say, oh, it's the Maritimes. The Maritimes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. And then they do their dance, shimmy, shake, and it was and I was like, yeah. And then they would do, Toronto and Quebec and all those areas, and then all the way across the coast to Vancouver and Alberta. So, it's pretty awesome. I'm sitting there watching it like all night. My God, I wasted my childhood, didn't I? But that was generally what we did for New Year's Eve, right? My parents, as the years went by and I got a little older before I ended up, being a father of my own and moving out, my mid-teens, they started staying home. And we'd celebrate together. And to be honest, I wish they went out. Because basically, they're just drinking and smoking and watching TV. We do that every day. So it wasn't a big deal. But, had some fun. So, here's what else is new in my life. I started taking, I can't even remember the name of the drug. Hold on here. Ozempic for my diabetes. And the first one I took was late last night, early this morning. And I took today off from work because I wanted to make sure I could handle the side effects. So I explained to my wife how it worked because she was going to inject me. Then she chickened out. So I did it. And it was, it's fine. I'm feeling a little queasy, but, I think I'll be able to handle it. So, it's on to New Year's resolutions. Anybody out there got any? Anybody got any New Year's resolutions? I had a friend, I won't say this friend's name, but he said his New Year's resolution was to discover himself. Now, I'm going to say something. My opinion on that is that's bullshit, and I told him that. There's no discovering oneself. You know who you are. All right? In your heart of hearts, you know who you are. But I think what people mean when they say they're going to discover themselves, and I told them this too, is that they want to improve upon oneself. Now that you can do. But when you say, oh, I don't know who I am, and they do this thing where, now my friend's not doing this part, okay? My friend just said that, and I just told him, that's bullshit. Explained why I feel it was bullshit. And told him, though, that, but if he's trying to improve himself, that all the better to him. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement. But the whole I don't know who I am thing, I think that's something that started by those life coach people who, would tell you that, your mother was a type A personality and your father was a type B personality, and that's why you're like this. I think those people, it's just a form of being selfish and abandon everything. They think life is hard where they're at. So sometimes they like to move away. And then they think if they move to a different city, different province, different country, whatever the extreme is, that their life is going to be better. Well, your life isn't going to be better from that. Because you're taking you wherever you go. All right? So there is no special place. There is no secret location where you're going to go and everything's just going to fall into place and your life is going to be so much better. Okay? It isn't. Right? It ends up that it's the same shit. You realize that and then you think, well, maybe this just wasn't the place for me. Maybe I should go somewhere else and discover myself. There is no other place. Okay? Self-realization, self-improvement, all that stuff is hard work. Okay? I know this because I spent my whole life, my whole adult life, trying to self-improve myself, trying to make myself a better person. You may find this hard to believe, but I was a really angry person growing up. I would get into a fight at the drop of a hat. I'd fight anyone, anytime, any place, anywhere. I didn't care. Right? And that person is still in there, right? I still have that person sneaking out of me once in a while. And I'm always making sure I don't overreact to situations, right? Constantly, right? And I'm a bit blunt, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to work on the fact that, that I am a bit of a blunt person. Now, some people go, oh, well, yeah, if you do that, you don't have friends. No, I have plenty of friends. Getting friends and keeping them isn't an issue with me because although I can be blunt, although I can be a bit brutally honest, I am also incredibly loyal. Right? I stand by my friends. I don't ditch them. I don't abandon them. They need something, I do it if I can do it. So, there's good and bad in all of us. And I see that I'm a blunt person. And I was angry and growing up. And when my son was born, I was terrified that I was going to spank him. In fact, I can remember 3 different times when I spanked my son. 3 distinct different times. But there were other times when I was just, when he was growing up. Because he was 18 when I was 18 when he was born. He wasn't 18 when I was born. That's what I was going to say. I was 18 when he was born. And I had to, grow up pretty quick. I was a kid. So there was a couple times where I swatted him on the butt. And there was a couple times where I grabbed him and shook him a little bit. Right? And, we were in a situation where nobody was happy. I was with my ex at the time. And she wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And he wasn't happy. She wasn't happy because, for some reason, she didn't like the fact that Marcellus still loved his mom. Right? In the beginning, those two were like peas and carrots. In fact, Marcellus used to call my ex my Sharon, right? That's what he would call her, because her name was Sharon, and he'd call her my Sharon. But when Marcellus moved in with me and he still wanted to be around his mother, it was like she got mad at the fact that Marcellus wanted to be around his mother and couldn't understand that no matter what a mother does to a kid, the kid's going to love their mom, right? It's just one of those things. It's a natural thing. So there was a whole tension and animosity and blah, blah, blah. I was stressed, they were stressed, and I resorted to striking my son on the bum. And I regret that ever since. So once mine and Sharon's toxic relationship ended, me and my son sat down, and that was basically, it wasn't a New Year's resolution, but it was a resolution because we broke up shortly after New Year's. And I told him, I said, look, as long as you're be honest with me and help out around here, and I promise I won't raise a hand to you. I'll try not even to raise my voice. I said, but I will discipline you if you are acting up. You will get grounded. You will lose privileges. And he said, okay. And our life got 10,000 times better after that. So I took some real time to work on myself. And this New Year's resolution is I am going to get as healthy as I possibly can in a year. Okay? Now, I've made this resolution multiple times, but I am having some major health issues now. Diabetes is one. I may have sleep apnea is another. I still haven't lost any weight. I've been trying to lose weight now for the past 2 years, and I'd fluctuate up and down, but I'm still at a solid 332 pounds. The number is solid, not me. I'm not solid. I'm like Jell-O. So this is the year, right? This is it. I talked to my wife, and I think my wife finally got spooked when I woke up. I woke up with this weird snorting sound, and I couldn't catch my breath, and my arms flopped over the place, and she woke up, and she couldn't go back to sleep. So she stopped buying pop for me. I haven't had pop now. I know this doesn't sound like a big victory, but trust me, it is. I haven't had pop in 4 days. Wait, 5 days now. So it's a small victory, but I'm running with it, okay? I haven't bought any junk food at my work in the last 5 days, okay? And again, small victory, but I'm taking it. Because normally I would go in, I'd buy a couple of bars, buy this, buy that. So that's what that happened. That's 5 days in, right? So I'm pretty psyched about that. I'm so psyched that I'm going to start up my vlog again about my weight loss journey and about my family life there. That way I can rant about anything else I want on here and keep it non-PG. My other channel, I'm trying to keep it PG, or family friendly. It's not going to be for children, but, and it always wasn't. Sometimes I have videos where I've sworn up a storm on on that video. And that's when I realized I want to make this rant for places like that and talk about more positive things on my vlog. So, there you go. So, that's my New Year's resolution, to get as healthy as I possibly can in a year. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? If so, share them in the comments down below, or email them to me at shanehalfyard@hotmail.com. I'd love to hear it. If you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. And, that would really help me out. I'd love to make this channel grow. I would love to make this something I can do on a regular basis. If you feel there's any topics I should talk about, or any ways I can improve upon this channel, any ideas, just send them in. There's no bad ideas. There's no bad suggestions. I will do it. Well, except for that one that guy said about pounding sand up my ass. I mean, I'm not going to do that again. And this year's contest is still on. So if you want a chance to win a $25 gift card of your choice, all you have to do is subscribe, leave a comment down below, email me at shanehalfyard@hotmail.com, and once I get it, you're in. You can enter as much as you want. The draw is at the end of the month, and I will have a grand prize of a $100 gift card of your choice in December. You can enter as much as you want. So, get out there and do it. Anyway, again, Happy New Year, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye for now. Bye.